Hello, this is Brittany Hernandez, nurse practitioner at Lone Star Wellness Clinic in Bullard, Texas. I just wanted to get on and talk about an anonymous person that I had seen recently and what they were told at their primary care doctor's office. And no fault to them, you don't know what you don't know. But as practitioners and medical providers, we lie. We lie to our patients every day and we tell them that their labs are normal, and it's not intentionally, it's not because we want to deceive you. Some providers and some practitioners have not taken the extra courses or looked at current research, evidence-based practice to see what is optimal and what is normal in labs. As providers, we're taught in school, this is what a normal lab is. This is what everybody should be within. Well, not everybody fits into that lab range. And so labs that are normal don't necessarily equal healthy. They don't feel well. They've got symptoms. This individual came in low motivation, low sex drive, hair loss, low energy, mood sometimes feels a little down. This individual is taking subcutaneous injections of testosterone, oral progesterone at night, and Armour thyroid medication. Used to be on Synthroid, which is a synthetic thyroid medication. So patient comes in with these symptoms, and then she brings me the labs that the previous provider said are normal. So regardless of what the patient said, symptoms, they were dismissed as there's nothing wrong, it's all in here, your labs are completely fine. So I took a look at the labs. Everything looks to the general medical provider normal. But then when I put the patient's symptoms and what they're telling me is going on with where their labs are in the normal range, they're not optimal. They're not the best that they can be. Why be normal? Why be average when you could be better? And usually at better levels, we see that patients feel better, and that's what's most important. So testosterone and thyroid weren't flagged as abnormal initially, but the body couldn't use them. So there is a hormone, globulin, that binds up hormones. It's SHBG. It was extremely high. It was like 364. That number should not be that high. That number tells me that yes, the hormone levels may be normal, but they're being bound up by this binding substance that is not allowing them to be released into the body and not allowing them to be used like they should. So hence normal labs not feeling well. So they're there in the blood, we can see, but the patient does not feel well. It's because it's being bound up. It's not being released. So then I go and I look further at the thyroid labs. Thyroid stimulating hormone comes from the brain. It tells the thyroid, hey, you need to work. You're not working enough. So when that number is high, there's lots of signal saying, hey, wake up, you need to work. And then the patient will have the fatigue, the feeling cold, hair loss, inability to lose weight, low energy. Some mood changes can take effect. So everything is running slow because there's lots of signal. There's lots of signal, and with the TSH being elevated, that told me that things are not working like they should. That hormone should not be sending signal that much if the thyroid is doing what it's supposed to. Thyroid puts out free T3, free T4, which are thyroid hormones. We have to take T4 and convert it into T3. Synthroid only gives you T4. And then you're given that medication and you're told, okay, take this daily. And as providers that haven't done the hormone therapy or looked at evidence-based practice, we then say, okay, they'll convert from T4 to T3. Not everybody does. Not everybody does. So I check a free T3 also. Free T3 in this individual was 2.2. TSH was 5.5. Was very insightful to me. So the patient is not on the correct thyroid medication, not on the correct thyroid dose. So when you have that elevated binding globulin. It also binds up the thyroid. There's a thyroid binding globulin. So all the hormones are there. They're normal, but the patient doesn't feel normal. They're not available to use. They're present, but they're not being used. So the individual thought, I want too much testosterone. My hair's falling out. The mood swings. Then we throw in a kink that I didn't know prior to. This individual's on oral birth control. So there's oral synthetic estradiol and progesterone in this birth control, which is further suppressing the hormone labs. Thyroid, the availability of the progesterone to do what it should. Body stops making a lot of its own because it's being supplemented. And that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to suppress the hormone so that way conception doesn't happen. So when we looked at the labs, the individual's testosterone was good, but couldn't use those hormones. So my whole point of this is that normal labs don't necessarily mean optimal. They don't necessarily mean that all of these hormones are available. These hormones provide energy, motivation, clarity, good cognitive thinking, ability to lose weight, protect our heart, they protect our bones, protect against things like dementia and Alzheimer's. So if you're telling me you don't feel well, and we look at your labs, I'm going to truly tell you what normal is, but I'm also going to tell you what optimal is. And you can decide, based on how you feel, if you want to be optimal. If you want to be optimal, then we adjust your hormones. We may change the route. We may change the amount that you're getting and the frequency that you're taking it. And also, what other medicines are you taking? Are you taking medications that are sabotaging your hormone therapy? So, fatigue, low motivation, feeling off aren't always a mental thing. It's not a psychological thing. It's a physiological thing sometimes. So, the body was telling us something is off, something's not right. It wasn't that this patient could control it, you could do better, you could get over this by yourself. The labs were normal, but the birth control was causing the hormones to be locked up. And this isn't too much testosterone. It was the body saying we can't use this. It's here, but it's just being stored. So optimal beats normal every time. And if you come to Lone Star Wellness Clinic, I'll explain that to you. And I'll also let you know that I function off of how you feel, or my medical practice functions off of how you feel. And we take the labs and we use those as a guide, not necessarily this is how we're going to practice, because every individual is different. Everyone receives hormones and uses hormones differently. So if you'd like to experience the difference and see what it's like to be optimal, give us a call at 903-265-3395. Bye guys.